Well, I'm Jersey from windowcleaner.com, and today we're talking about the 5 biggest myths in window cleaning. Let's get at it. Well, there's a ton of different things that suck with window cleaning, I know, but there's a lot of things that are just misinformation.
Fake news.
Things that people think are truths and they're absolutely not. And here are the worst offenders. The first one, absolutely, scratch glass. Does a razor scratch glass? Can you scratch glass? Not scratches. No, not with a clean razor, not at all. But what can happen is that a rusty razor can scratch wool, rust, anything can scratch glass. The big thing for you to remember is that if you have scratches, it's more than likely something that you discovered, not that you did. Now that doesn't really customer happy, but it's absolutely the truth of the matter. People always go, well, what if there's tint? Well, that's film, not glass. It can damage tint, but
Not plastic though, glass.
low E and factory tint, that's all in between the panes. You can absolutely still use razors, steel wool, buffers, walnut pads, all that stuff if the tint's in between the glass. Keep that in mind. The next myth I hear basically every week is that there's too many window cleaners in my area and they're just saturating it. They're just too busy and I can't get a foothold, or they're taking the work, or there's just too much there, or those new guys will take the work from me.
Taking our jobs, marrying our women.
Absolutely also not true, because every single property, every house, every business, every building has windows, every one of them. And if you're a better company, you will get those from those guys. There's always a rotation. Every company can be big. Like no company ever in the history of absolutely ever has started big. They've started with no customers. You can too. Don't use that as a crutch or an excuse, because it's just not true. Every area has window cleaner. Too many new guys. If you're not seeing window cleaners, that's cool, but that's again because you just haven't seen them. They're there, just haven't seen them. But there's space for you, regardless. The next myth that I absolutely hate, which kind of goes along the lines of the new guys and the saturated and all that, is the fact that the other guys are so low they're driving down the market. That's not the case at all. That's not it, because they're cheaper. That's not why people are buying window cleaners. There's a lot of other things, and if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? Like, here's the concept. Think about an auto body place, or a mechanic, or a whatever. Think of any place. If you go to get your oil changed, sure, maybe you find the cheapest one because it's all the same oil place. But if you go to get your car repainted, or a body shop, you always go to the cheapest. Because if you did, Midas would be the biggest place that everybody would go and nobody else would be there. Grocery store. There's always different grocery stores. Why do you go to one versus the other? Is it only because it's cheapest? Because if so, then you're probably shopping at Walmart. If you're shopping at Walmart, then you have to be okay with, like, you know, products on the floor and stuff left all over and the absolute worst shopping experience of your life. And not every time do you go to Walmart, right? Probably go to a grocery store. What reasons are there? There's always reasons to shop somewhere else, and there's other reasons to use you. The next myth I absolutely hate with a passion is that my customers wouldn't pay more money, or my customers would, or not in my area. You don't know. You've made that up and you've convinced yourself.
Woo, I'm smart.
Because if you did know, you would have tried it and you would have found out it's absolutely crap. So don't go in there and use that as a default answer. Be like, well, not in my area. You don't know what your customers are doing because you're thinking for all your customers. Absolutely the truth. Now, if for some reason you want to raise prices, raise prices. My customers, no. Well, I can't get out of the field because my customers wouldn't. Your customers are absolutely not different than anywhere else in the country. They're not. Now, as a whole, when you're talking about, is there a different, person that lives in Florida for seasons than there is in Alaska? Yes, of course. Is there a different economic status for a customer that's in, the middle of, Kansas, nowhere, and, Miami? Yes, but they still have different things, and the customer themselves are still customers. There are still people buying a luxury service. You gotta remember that. You cannot make the decision for your customers because you're doing yourself a disservice by assuming you know best when you haven't even tried. So the key of that is to try. You have to try. Try, gotta try. And the last one I gotta talk about, because it drives me absolutely bonkers, is that ads don't work in my area. And you're talking any ads. I've had people tell me all ads. Had people say Facebook ads. I've had all of it. Heard about it all. Reality is, no, your ad just sucks. Like, it sucked. And I'm sorry that it sucks, but it does, right? A good ad will work everywhere. Ads, marketing, everything, there's a specific connection it has with people, biologically, mentally, buying triggers. There's so much to it. The one ad that you've made at 11 at night in your underwear didn't work, shocker, you're not an ad guy. I get it. You've done no split test. I get it. You thought something was great because you made it yourself. I get it. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Your ad sucks. It's not that ads don't work. It's that your ads don't work. Be better. Get better ads. Split test. Split test. Get better ads. There's lots of ways to be better. Lots of ways you could be better. And those are the myths in window cleaning that I hate and hopefully you know aren't true. Well, thanks for watching. I really appreciate everything you guys do, from ordering supplies through me, getting the magazine, just letting me know that you get something out of this content. One more favor, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. This in my YouTube channel means the world to me. It just means that the content I put out is being heard and appreciated. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and check this video out. This is what I do. If you need anything, let me know. But thank you so much for always sponsoring everything that I do.